Hi, welcome to this long overdue version of Garden Guns. Really sorry I haven't managed to get any content up over the last 5-6 months. As I said, the last video I think was in July, and I did promise a video on the Dreamline. That video is coming. It'll be in the new year, January, February sometime. It's going to be weather dependent and time. I will try and keep uploading videos over the next year. Having said that, I've taken on a new position at work and I'm doing training. I've got a training position now, and getting the work done to be able to do the course material and then deliver that it's pretty much taking up all my free time. Having said that, just wanted to get online and put a quick video together to wish all of you happy Christmas. Hope you have a really good one. And want to wish you all the best for 2024. And I thought you might be interested. I know it's a bit late, we were almost at Christmas, but I thought you might be interested in a little stocking stuffer if you're really stuck for a present for yourself or for somebody else, significant other. I bought this for my wife, or at least that's what I'm telling her. Or maybe something in the new year if you need a little bit of New Year cheer, in the darker, longer evenings. Something that you can shoot in the garage, maybe, or if you've got the space, you could put a little range up in the space in the house. You could put a little range together, providing you've got a decent backstop. Yeah, something along those lines, just to scratch that shooting itch. And to that ends, what are we talking about? We are talking about this thing, and this is the Walther PPQ M2, and this is, let's get this right, a CO2 blowback 177 pistol, and it operates, I think they call it a chain magazine. It's a belt, but anyway, it operates on a belt magazine. What do you get in the box? Well, let's try and get into the box first. So in the box, it's really not much. You get the pistol, you get some bubble wrap, and somewhere in here are the instructions as well. The instructions are standard sort of airgun fare. They've got a what not to do and a what to do, and a Umarex sort of guide there, and then you've got a user manual which gives you a little bit of information on how to operate the gun and what to do if there are any issues with it. The pistol itself, I think it's really good. Really good looking, really good looking. I've been lucky enough to shoot the real steel version out in the States, and this is a really good close approximation. It's not quite there, but it's so close that Umarex in the US anyway, they tout this as a training aid. So rather than blow money on 9mm ammo, you can put a CO2 capsule in this and fill the magazine up with 177 pellets. And with the blowback action and the controls, it pretty authentically replicates the original to the point where, it is a good training aid. I mean, it even fits in the Walther holsters. So if they're in the States, when they use it for concealed carry, if you've got a concealed carry holster, you can practice drawing and coming on target and firing with this rather than actually using your real duty pistol. Anyway, let's run through the pistol quickly. First off, we've got a one-sided, so it's basically, it's designed for a right-handed shooter. Unfortunately, it's not an ambidextrous magazine catch, but you have a big magazine release button there, and the magazine drops out. You've got safety, which is when it's in safe, you have to push it forward and lift it up to get it into firing. You've got adjustable sights, which is really nice. They're only adjustable for windage, not elevation, but I mean, having a pistol that's got adjustable sights is, great as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how many of you guys have shot a lot of pistols, these CO2 pistols, but a lot of them have fixed sights, especially some of the BB ones. And it's nothing more annoying than being dead on center on target and everything going to the left or to the right. yeah, so it's nice to be able to at least adjust the sights to some degree to be able to pull your pellets into where you actually want them to be going. Right, the sights themselves, they are, well, they're not, they're, what are these called? They are, it's not True Glow, it's basically 3 painted orange dots, but they provide a really good sight picture. It makes it really, really easy to acquire a good sight picture and therefore get onto target very quickly. I really like them. Not quite the same as the original. I found the original sights slightly better, but you know, this is an air pistol, not the real steel version. We've got a magazine catch, so you can actually hold the slide back, so you can practice racking your mag, and then releasing the catch to come on. It is, they say, double action, and by double action they mean you can either fire it, clip like that, or you can rack the slide back with the idea that you then have and you do have a slightly lighter trigger pull at that point. But that is more noticeable when the magazine's out. When the magazine's in, because the trigger is effectively doing the work moving this belt around, which is where the pellets go. This belt has to move around and index the pellet. The trigger is doing that movement. So the first stage of pull on the trigger actually rotates the belt around into indexing the pellet, and then that last bit is the release. So you have quite a lengthy trigger pull. Right, this has got no pellets in, but it has got CO2, so I'll show you. So you've got quite a lengthy trigger pull coming back, and then you've got to go all the way for, there's the release. The reset, there's the reset. Sorry, I'm expecting a delivery. There's the reset, which is, you know, about halfway through. So let's try that. So you've got quite a long trigger, but if you're in the single action, you're into there, then that's a lot lighter. When you've got the magazine just put in there, it is that first pull, it's quite heavy as it goes through, and then then you get the release. And then after that, the trigger, once it goes into sort of double action mode, the trigger lightens up, and it's, you know, you're sort of fairly easy. I think for these sort of pistols, these CO2 pistols, it's probably one of the best triggers I've come across. One of the reasons I don't actually, well, this is the first one of these I actually own, sorry, my wife owns, is because I really don't like the triggers on most of them, on the SIGs and things like that. I find them clunky, and I don't like them. And one of the things that drew me to this was this seemed to have one of the best triggers and allowed me at least some form of accurate shooting in terms of the trigger pull, i.e. I wasn't working so hard to pull the trigger that I was pulling the pistol off. So that's why this one has basically ended up in my house and has come home with me. I've bought this. This is I've bought this for my wife. It's not mine. If she sees this video, who am I kidding? She never watches my video, but if she does see this video, I have to keep reminding myself it is her pistol, not mine. Anyway, so one of the good things about this one is that you don't have to find your Allen key, he says. So basically the Allen key to remove the CO2 is actually in the back of the pistol grip, and let's get this out. There we go. This one's pretty dead. So to undo it, you just basically unscrew the Allen key, unscrew the Allen bolt, grab yourself your fresh CO2, drop it in nose first, snug it up until it's tight, and then basically give it a couple of turns. And when you, like all CO2 pistols, when you're loading that CO2 capsule, you want to go through the hiss and just snug it up. You don't really want to clamp down on it. Clamping down on it will tend to damage, over time, will damage the seal at the end. And one of the issues with CO2 pistols are the seals in there. So I'd also say every now and then it's worth just putting a few drops of silicone oil before loading the CO2 capsule. Just a few drops of silicone oil in the valve area just to help lubricate all the seals. And one of the other things about these is don't, if you're not going to shoot this over the next week or two, take the CO2 capsule out. A CO2 capsule, or the loss of losing that bit of gas, is far less than if you've wrecked your mag and the seals have gone in it. So it's always worth taking the CO2 out, and if you're going to leave it for a time, just give it a little squirt of silicone oil over the seal in the end. Right, so that's done. Let's put the grip across. Let's talk about loading the rotary magazine. So the rotary magazine's got a shuttle there. It's a push shuttle. So when you push it to one side, you then get access to the pellets, and you load the pellets. This is going to be hard. Basically, dropping it in, pellet in there, and you just rotate the magazine around. So I'll see if I can do this on camera. This is not going to be easy. Give me a second. Take a couple of these. So I'm using fairly cheap. What are they? They're Excite Econ 2s. Crikey, I don't even know who makes these. These say they're made in Germany by H&N. These are H&Ns, I think. I haven't got my glasses on, and I'm getting, my close-in sight has got a lot worse. So loading it, basically, flat nose in, rotate round, and then flat nose in. Oh, crikey. This is a lot. Let's try this. Let's do it from this side. There we go. That's going to be better. So, there we go. I got it. So I'm going to have to work out a better way of showing you guys this. But anyway, that's how you load the magazine. And yeah, magazine then goes back into the body. And once you've got it loaded up, once you're loaded and gassed, remember, this thing is, basically good to go. So I tend to try, I'm not great, but I try and make sure I've got the safety on, because, all it takes now is a trigger pull, and the pistol's going to go off, and it's loaded. So what I'm going to do now is load up the mag, shoot a target, see how accurate it is. One thing I did forget to mention, it does have a rifle barrel. I checked this morning, although it's not particularly long. I'm going to go and measure it as well. Yeah, let's get the target bit done, and then we'll come up and have a quick summing up. All right, back with you in a minute. Right, so here we go. Oh, get into position, cross, looking down. This is, I'm going to try and count to 10. Might not get it right, but let's do 10 shots. It's not far, it's 6 yards. This particular pistol seems to be shooting a bit low. It could be that the CO2, it's coldish, and the CO2 might be struggling a bit. But anyway, let's see how I do. Right, if I counted right, that's 10 shots. So yeah, let's go and grab the target, see how I've done. Right, so how did we do? Well, it's not bad. It's not blindingly good either. But the one thing about this pistol is it's not a target pistol. This is a replica pellet pistol, and as such, I think it's better. Yeah, I prefer shooting this to the full blowback BB pistols, purely for the fact that it is. I don't think it actually gains a huge amount of inaccuracy, but you don't have to worry about the ricochets so much when you're firing those steel BBs. If you're shooting against anything hard, then you end up with a lot of ricochet. Whereas shooting this with lead pellets, they tend to ricochet way less. So for indoor use, certainly far safer. If you are going to be using it indoors and you are going to be shooting at hard targets though, I would definitely recommend eye protection. You know, out here shooting against a pellet trap, I probably should be using it. I am terrible for not using my eye pro, but yeah, I would still use eye pro. But yeah, you're not going to get the ricochets, the same level of ricocheting as you would do off a steel BB pistol. Overall, well, when my first mag out of this, all the pellets were going down in the right hand corner because I was shooting down at 10 yards. So I adjusted it for the windage, maybe a little bit too much. As you can see, I've sort of slightly over on the left hand side instead of the right hand side, and I brought the target in to 6 yards, and I was aiming, basically covering the sights with the dots, covering the target with the dots, probably aiming really to give me around about the 7 mark, and that was putting them perfectly in the middle at 6 yards from me. What else can I say about this thing? I did measure the barrel, and it is, for our American friends out there, it's just over 4 inches. For us, 11 centimeters. And I think that's probably where the drop's coming from, and the slight lack in grouping. I know that they do a Q, I think it's called the PPQ Q5 match, which has got a longer barrel on it, and I know that groups slightly better. You know, so if you want ultimate accuracy, I would probably pay the extra money, because you also get a red dot with that, so you can adjust the red dot for elevation and windage. So you know, even though we've got windage on this, the lack of elevation is a little bit of a pain for me, because this is easily accurate enough to shoot cans out at 10 meters, 10 yards. But I am having to aim quite high over the target to be able to get them on, to get the pellets on at the moment. So not having that elevation adjustment is a tiny bit annoying. So I think if I was going to rebuy, I'd probably actually buy the Q5 match, and pay that extra money and get the red dot, so it would give me more adjustability. Anyway, overall, yeah, as a replica, can hitting, you know, tin soldier knocking over, you know, spinner spinning pellet pistol, absolutely fantastic. The blowback action on it is superb. It gives a proper thump in the hand. In terms of replicating the original pistol, as I said, Umarex suggests in the States that they use this as a training aid. You know, it is that good. So if you're looking for a last minute stocking stuffer, I hope this video gets up in time for that. Or you want something for a little bit of, you know, New Year joy on those dark and dreary New Year evenings, something to go and blast away in the garage, then I highly recommend the PPQ M2. I think it's a great fun little pistol, although overall I'd say slightly lacking on the accuracy. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I've really appreciated your comments, those people that have commented over the last few years, and especially over the last few months as I've not been able to get the videos out there. I've really enjoyed seeing your comments and, you know, hearing what you think about some of the guns that I've been lucky enough to be able to review. So keep the comments rolling in. And I think on that point, I've got to wish you all once more all the best for Christmas. I hope you guys have a really nice Christmas, and I wish you all the best for 2024. I hope you all have an excellent year. Keep your eye out for some more content. I can't promise when the next video will be, but I will try and get something done over January, February, time and weather permitting. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please stay safe, and all the best.